All right, to solve this inequality question, we're going to click OK to enter grapher. And I'm just going to start typing my inequality. There is a template for it, but it's in standard form, so I'm just going to type. I think that'll be easier. I'm going to use alpha 3 to get y. And then to get that greater than symbol, I do shift and then x squared. And that's going to get me greater than because it's in the upper left corner. -2 for my x, it's my input button here. -5, and I'm going to click OK. It will tell me it's an inequality. We're always going to include that vocabulary. Now to graph, I just can go up to the top bar or down to plot graph. I'm going to go up by hitting my back button and then go over to graph and click OK. Now when I do this, 0, -5, I can trace to that with my arrow key. And when I get to 0, -5, I can see it's a y-intercept, but with our new software, we can also see that that is actually an open circle. So this is only with software version 24, so it's very important you update your calculator in order to be able to see this. But this open circle lets me know that this is not a solution. It's also on the dotted line barrier, which means it's not a solution. So there's several different ways that you would be able to tell that. So this point, not a solution. Our next point is -2, -2. So if I go to -2 here, I can see that -2 is probably below and in the not shaded area. So it's most likely not a solution. But one of the things that I can do is I can go back to expressions and I can actually enter the points. So I can click OK and I can use the point template if I'd like. And here's my point template. And just go in and edit it to be what I need. I can also just type. I have parentheses right here, so I can do parentheses. And then my comma button is right under the toolbox. So I can add these other points. I just caution students to be careful about adding the points if they're on the boundary line, because then they aren't going to see that open circle because it's going to emphasize the fact that you graphed a point. And they'll just have to be careful about it being on the dashed line. This time I'll just go down to plot graph. Like I said, you can do either, and I'm going to click OK. You'll notice our auto zoom is different this time, and that is because we added these points. So if I go down, I'm going to see that in fact -2, -2 is not in the shaded area, so that is also not a solution. Then if I hit my down again, it'll take me to that other point, which is 4.5, -13, and I'm going to see, oh hey, that is in the shaded area, so that is a solution. What I like is that the grapher's not going to tell them whether something is a solution or not. They still need to understand the concepts that are happening here. They need to understand what a dashed borderline means. They need to understand what shading or no shading means. So it's not replacing them learning the math. It's just giving them an easy visual so that they can apply those concepts more quickly.